Okay, everyone, we are on live. I'm going to now include Instagram so they can get this live stream. And welcome everyone to our live. And tonight is going to be a really good topic for everyone. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy this because we're going to talk about how to increase your credit score by 100 points and also how to get $40,000 in funding and credit card funding and approvals, credit card lines in 3 days. So we're going to talk about this strategy. Now, one thing I want you guys to always know, credit is an algorithm. So on this channel, I talk about different strategies. And we're actually hosting on a number of platforms. Uh, Diamond Chanel, her channel and her Instagram channel. So, Diamond, I want you to chime in and greet your audience.
Hello, money makers. If you are coming from my channel, I thank you guys so much for joining in. And I'm excited tonight because we're going to be talking about different things. As my mom said, if you guys don't know, this is my mother because a lot of people don't know. This is my mom, Sherry Beckley. We both do YouTube. And this is Manny, who is joining with us. And we have so many great things to talk about tonight. We're going to be talking about business credit, personal credit. We're going to be talking about different ways to make money. So I highly suggest that if you have the time that you stay during this entire live, because like every single live that we've been doing every Saturday, people have been getting a lot out of it. So I suggest that you guys stay tuned if you can. If not, there is a replay that is going to happen after this. But towards the end, we're going to start answering questions. So if you have questions right now, I typically like to start collecting these questions. And we will try to get to them towards the end of this live.
And Clarence Manny, the man of the hour, is back. If you'd like to come in and do your intro, Manny.
Hello, everybody. Clarence, man, I'm coming to you from the M. I always like to say that. I'm coming to you from the M. That's just in my living room. Welcome, everybody. It's great to be back. That's all I got to say.
Wonderful. And thank you guys for checking in. Thank you. You guys are already in swing. We got somebody in Austin. Valerie, you're not too far from me. Greensboro, North Carolina. Everybody, Wilmington, Delaware, all of you guys, New York. I see you guys, Louisiana. Everybody checking in. We really appreciate you guys. So I won't take much of your time. But I'm going to start off on what the subject is about because I came up with the subject from my own experience. And what we're trying to do, because even with my elite credit system, if you guys don't know about that, I do coaching and it's an AI system, but we're now seeing people clear up their credit reports. And we want you guys to start transferring over to business credit. And this is where we're talking about my own experience. In the last 3 days, I put 40,000 in the title. I actually got 45 in just 3 days of unsecured lines of credit in business credit. And then probably in 30 days total, you guys, I'm up to 65,000. Okay. And what I've been telling you guys to increase your credit score and to permanently keep your score and your credit profile good, you really have to focus on your utilization. Utilization is 30% of your credit score. It's the second largest piece of your credit score. But the thing about utilization, it changes every month. And so what I see with working with people one-on-one, the problem is their utilization a lot of times. And let's just be honest, if you don't have the cash flow, sometimes you just can't pay that credit card bill totally down. So going to business credit lines and using business credit cards with the majority of banks on business credit, it doesn't show up on your personal credit side if you're using a EIN or a business setup. So what I want you guys to do, and you can do this without making any revenue, zero. And the great thing about business credit, y'all, here's the bee's knees. Number one, because you're going for business, they give you larger lines. So from the door, you get larger lines, 25,000, 10,000. 10,000 is really a small line for business credit. And you get larger lines. Some people get $50,000 of lines of credit. And the key is you want to go for the low 0% low interest. And then you guys can do balance transfer when you go for the right card. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for this super sticker. I appreciate it. And Lawrence is one of my star pupils in the elite credit system. This man is really doing big things, cleaned up his credit score, and he's moving on. We're working on that business side of credit for him. And so with you guys, it's the same thing. Say if you want to buy a home, right? If you guys want to buy a home, listen, a lot of our problems is that utilization, so that will bring your credit score down. I seen like at tops, if you got that car maxed out, you might be seeing 100 points or better, depending where your score started. So if you want to buy a home this year, if you can get on that business side of credit, you can now move those balances there, and you don't have to pay out of pocket to pay that down to get a home. Now, if you have those credit card balances, you can finagle it where now you can put that towards your down payment. So it's going to take a little strategy, but the great part is you can do it with zero income. So one of the things we do need to work on is your personal side of your credit. If you're a person though who's in business already and your credit is not that great, you can work business credit if you're making money, but most people are not making money. So this is why we have tonight Clarence Manny, and Diamond. We're going to talk about how you're going to get that business credit set up, because of course we don't need an LLC for business credit, but on that application you have to be doing something. We need to list the business. And one of the things that you got to understand with businesses, there are different risks that the bank don't like. Some people think, oh yeah, I want to buy real estate, or the bank don't like that. After 2008, being a real estate flipper is very toxic for the bank. I even have a LLC. I just sat down with Bank of America because of the name, have like a real estate name in it. It has it got income in it, a long age of credit, like it's been open, been active. But because of the name that has properties in it, they won't touch it, because certain industries the banks are just not shying away from. You might have some banks that will, but you have to find it. So affiliate marketing is a good way to come in. Affiliate marketing is low risk. It's considered like advertising agencies as a risk. And the great the great thing about that, you guys, you don't have to buy product. Unlike real estate, with me starting out, I had to have my down payment, and I had to have my closing costs. That was like at that time. And property, now mind you, property values was much cheaper. It was like $12,000 I had to put down, and I had to show additional money in the bank to pay for that additional mortgage. So what I'm saying this way, that Manny and Diamond is going to show you and go over, is real cheap to get in. And the great thing about Manny with the LegalShield side, which you're going to need for business funding, they want to see that you're operating a business. It pre-comes with a website. That's one of the things that many lenders want to see. They want to see that you're really running a business. And so he's going to tell you about those packages, and Diamond is going to segue in after Manny to show you on how you can add some more affiliate marketing without you buying product, having to worry about, I have a time frame to sell this stuff because I invested product. Like you guys see Walmart, they have a credit line, but you're responsible for those net 30s. That means you got to make some sales. But with what LegalShield on the business side, you guys can do this in your own time schedule to get that income coming. And one more thing, because I'm going to let them take over. I want you guys to keep in mind, a lot of you guys say, oh, I already have an LLC. I have my LLC. Keep this in mind, you guys. It's kind of hard to do the LLC if you don't have cash flow or that extra money. Because even if you're building business credit, if you guys are doing that, some of you guys are trying to build business credit with net 30s and different ways like that. You guys know it's expensive to pay for this stuff if you're not making money, So you're doing all this building. And then on top of it, you have to, for those LLCs, keep them in good standing. According to your state, you have to pay those state fees, to keep that in good standing, because if it's not in good standing, when they pull that LLC, when you go for business credit cards with that LLC, they're going to check to see if it's in good standing with your state as part of the approval. So I'm just saying, sometimes you can start just working as a sole proprietorship. That's just with your own name. That's a structure. And you can segue where you can add that EIN in there, but you can switch over. And Manny's going to tell you that with LegalShield, if you started there, over to the LLC. So now that we made some money, we got some income, I can pay for the LLC. But always just keep in mind with that LLC, sometimes you guys, I know everybody say, oh, get your LLC. But if I don't have any money, first of all, if I want to do it right, I don't know much about it, I'm paying legal soon. You know what I'm saying? That's the cost. And if you currently are trying to get your credit together, or inflation is really high, you might not have that. I need to make me and Manny was talking about last year. If y'all guys want to go over that, and we'll talk about that next week, the inspections with him, how he brought me in. I had to make money first. I didn't have the money at the time to put in for the LLC. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you like, is this going to even work for me? That's the other thing. Is it going to work for me? So this allows you to make the money with the ideas, Manny and Diamond, with very little investment. And you instantly, once you enroll or get signed up and have these things going, you can apply for business credit if your personal side is right. So I'm going to let them take over or digress. I'll let you lead off, Diamond, and bring Segway Manny in.
Yes. So I'm going to let Manny take the stage, because there were so many people from last live that was so interested in LegalShield. So we're just going to assume that the people that are here today were not here last weekend. And so, Manny, could you explain what LegalShield is, as it benefits those who are looking to improve their credit, as well as those people who are looking to improve their income right now?
Got to unmute so you guys can hear me. I know you've been on Zooms where people haven't done that. First of all, thank you for having me. I'll just give a brief overview for those who don't know me. My name is Clarence Manny. I'm here in Irvington, New Jersey. I just saw my sister was in there. She's in Newark. We've been working this business for a long time now. Got a lot of folks that we work with across the country, and into Canada too, because we're as well as in Canada. What I was looking for 20 years ago when I got started was a business that would allow me to get into the business and into profit mode as quick as possible, and without a crazy amount of overhead. These are things that I'm noticing the average business owner does not think about. Everybody's thinking about profit, but what about that other stuff? What about loss? What about risk and all that stuff? And I'm not talking insurance. I mean, you got your business insurance or whatever, you still leave yourself open for a lawsuit. If you're a landscaper or something go wrong, you can still get sued. I got a guy in Texas who's something like that happened to. So, you got to think about that. But from the business standpoint of it, I was looking at network marketing just because they usually have the best products out there, be honest with you. those vacuum cleaners and stuff. I had a dream about selling Kirby's one day. It was just crazy but the Kirby is the bomb. I remember my mother bought a Kirby from somebody. She didn't even have a carpet. I want y'all to think about that. She bought a vacuum cleaner and didn't have a carpet. But usually the case is the products are just rock solid. Usually, not always, but usually. And I came across this a program. I want y'all to really think. This is thinking cap time. Imagine you were the person who invented an insurance type product, right? So y'all know how big and awesome insurance can be, right? But imagine you didn't have to go through the hoops of underwriting and red tape, and 90% of the country was open to you without having to have a license. There are some states you do have to have a license. But imagine you're the person who invented that. You'd probably say, oh my goodness. And imagine it was tapping into the legal system. The legal system is in everything. Y'all know that, right? The legal system, if you buy, I got a water here, just a water. Who's it? Kirkland. That's the Costco brand. Y'all realize Costco got attorneys, right? So just to sell water, they got to know the laws and the this and the that. So imagine you tap into an industry that's inside of every industry out there, right? And then you couple that with the number one crime on the planet. Y'all like, what's the number one crime on the planet? Identity theft. The number one crime on planet Earth is identity theft because of the sheer numbers. You can press the enter button in a internet cafe and you Bekistan and rip off nations. And that's real, just FYI. That's where that happened over here. I believe it was Newark, New Jersey. They were held hostage because they stole all the business owners. Listen to this, y'all. They stole every business owner's information in the area, and the city paid it. I'm just saying that happened to a few cities. Yeah. So just imagine. So anyway, imagine you tap into that market and you become the number one provider in that space. Maybe not the most customer base, but based on the product that you have. So that's what I'm bringing. Well, I shouldn't say that's what our company brings to people. And that's what I have the opportunity to bring to folks as well and get a chance to show people how to do it. So very simple business. Without going over every little minute detail of what the company does, here's the bottom line. I actually say this when I walk into companies. This is what I say. I usually have something on. You see my shirt there as advertising for the company. It ain't advertising for me, but it gives me a little credibility in the marketplace. So just a hint there. So anyway, they say, what do you do? We provide fully comprehensive legal and identity theft services to folks, individuals, families, small businesses, business owners, commercial drivers, gun owners, you name it. It puts a complete, and I literally do this. I say it puts a complete wall of protection around them and their families, and everything that is engulfed in that. And they go, really? And then I say, yeah, if you have 2 minutes, I'll send some information, share some information. And I can leave out of there and say, here's some information, or I can send them a link, which today I'm going to have a link for you guys. And the link I'm going to send is going to be Miss Sherry Beckley's link. Miss Sherry, do you have your link? I think I texted to you. If you don't worry about it.
Yeah, I have the link, and Diamond is actually putting it in the chat. And Beautiful. This is what we're saying, because I even started as an associate with LegalShield when we were doing the inspections. So I started that. And the first month, Manny can tell you, I made $3,000 off of LegalShield. And it was just helping people. So we're all here right now because of credit. I did this with people with credit issues on ways to solve their problems. And this is what I'm saying. Sometimes people get intimidated over, products, but find your niche on where you can help people. Last week, we was talking about gentlemen that, was talking about they were having problems with the court system for their children. That's an angle. There's a lot of men that need help because, of child support and child custody. They don't have that. So with this, you have this as a business that when you incur or hear people with different problems, you're able to help them. And it don't have to be intimidating or scary. you can really offer solutions. I'm a landlord. Like I said, how many of you guys know people that have problems with either evictions, late payments? You can help them. If you know people with collections, this legal shield, what we discussed last week, the attorney can write for them, especially is really good for attorney collections that they're coming after you. You're about to get a lawsuit, you know, for the price of the service, $29.99, and you can add protection and it covers your whole family. You
Right.
know, so this is an easy way to segue into a business.
Right.
And you don't have product, like you said, you don't need product. You need a little know-how. And Mr. Manny we set up even a group for some of you that signed up last week. It's going to be, we have a Facebook group. He's going to be coaching you. So we're setting even up a system for your success. You guys, we're putting things in place and he can coach you. And then at the same time, this is opening you up for business credit. As soon as you sign up, you got a business.
Right.
What's better than that?
And just to add into that, just briefly, especially if you're on here and you're either a landlord or you own a business already, and you're gonna go click on the link and get a legal plan, please listen up. So we make sure we give you the right plan. You'll want to have the legal plan, which will show up as $29.95, and you'll at least want to have the home business rider. Please hear me out with this. If you're a landlord or you're a real estate agent, or check this out, you could be selling Mary Kay. It's all good. Right? If you do any business where you do not have employees, if it's just you, that's where you want to have the home business rider. Now, if you have a business and you have employees, you can still get that, but it won't help you with that particular employee-based business. You'll need one of the bigger programs, which you can see on the site. We have one listed for $49.99 and $169. So this is for all these business owners, and I'll get into how LegalShield can put money into your pocket, but I just want to make sure we get you guys the right program. All right. So,
and we're going to add your number to,
yes,
or you mind? So
absolutely.
You guys that's interested in Legal Shield for yourself, and I shared my testimony last week. Clarence Manny talked about how it helped many people with student loans. And he told me even after the call, people, and I didn't have a solution really much for this, but timeshares. If you guys know people, how many times you heard somebody said they had a problem with timeshares? Then this is perfect, for a timeshare. If you're a renter, this is perfect for you as a renter if you have any issues. And we added on people that have teenagers. You guys need this product, because if that teenager get a ticket or have an accident, we know insurance rates are high because it's bound that kid before 25 is going to have an accident. Diamond, how many you had? A few. And guess what? I had Legal Shield at that time. So she got tickets. If she has anything, I mean, even with your spouse getting tickets, if you have this plan in place, it's great. I'm an associate. I've been so for years. I just used it to help people that when they had a problem, but I'm also using the product. Like Miss Christopher said, definitely an amazing company. I never thought about being an associate. So she would be a great person of being an associate because she used the product. And
Right.
and that's where we're saying this is a ready-made business where
Yes.
now you can get funding. So that's where I tapped into funding. I use this side not only because, if y'all don't know, I'm a landlord. I'm an affiliate of this business, and some of this stuff at first I used in my own name. So there's where I'm working as a sole proprietorship because I leveraged that to get extra funding. And then I turned around and got funding for 2 new startup LLCs. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, in these past days with this funding, I'm talking about over 65,000. It was across for my sole proprietorship. I'm a LegalShield, associate, all of that. And then funding for my LLCs. And the important part, you guys, for you to leverage this, you can get funding for a startup. Y'all can get funding for a startup. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. But the thing is, your credit got to be right. Okay.
Right.
For
I see some
startup.
good questions in there too.
Yeah, we're gonna get
address?
these guys questions. So Diamond is starring them, but we're gonna I just want you guys to understand, like, just think about that. You can leverage funding immediately because a lot of people, like I said, have LLCs, but they don't have anything to do. They just like, I started a business, but they don't know what to do in the business. And so where I started with LegalShield, with Manny, then you can couple up with other things as part of your business, making income. But this is a part of it. You have a website and all those other things. And then, like I said, y'all that's carrying balances and you want to get out of that rat race, once you get these credit lines, you can start moving that utilization and using those credit lines and keep your score, keep your credit score high. The other part of it, funding with banks, have to do with hard inquiries. So if you guys now have a ton of hard inquiries with my elite credit system, most people are getting most of their inquiries they can get off within that 30-day period. So we can't dispute inquiries attached to our open personal accounts. But with the business credit, you can dispute those. So what I'm saying, you want to make sure when you apply, you get into that business credit, clean up, clean up those inquiries and all of that before you run out there. If you want, I do my ongoing coaching. If you guys come in, I can help you navigate that. That's where I get your information and we can send you to the right banks. But LegalShield is a way of coming into a business with affiliate marketing.
Right. Now, just to touch on, because I got some great questions. They're going by so fast. Boom, boom, boom. That info is ridiculously awesome. First of all, if you were invited by somebody specific, like somebody specifically invited you here other than Sherry, Miss Diamond, or myself, do not go to the link. We'll be in touch with you. That part is easy. But if everybody else is fine with the link. So that's one. Also, I've seen some questions in there about people with 1099. So that's a way that companies get around having official employees. Listen, if you got 1099s, you will need, depending on what state are you doing business in, meaning are you just doing business in your state only, or are you doing business out of state? Here's the plan I normally recommend. If a person is only in their state and they have 1099 employees, I recommend the combination legal plan, home business rider, small business plus, you'll see it on the site, and the trial defense supplement. Now, here's why trial defense is very key, y'all. Please listen. In fact, I'm even going to say trial defense supplement for the home, for the personal as well. The grand total is $172.80, if I'm correct, when everything is added up monthly. First of all, it's a tax write-off. All right, so it's a tax write-off. I believe that's line item 17. It may have varied, but it's a tax write-off because you're doing business now, right? But second of all, I would hate for you to get a legal plan and you're paying money and somebody does sue your company, right? And then you call the law firm and they say it costs extra for the lawsuit because you're gonna be mad at me. And I don't need that. So that's why I sell it properly so that you're fully protected. And of course, if you have extra questions, I have the 973. My number is 973-985-8243. I put it in the chat there, so you can definitely call me. Don't call me during the Zoom, please. That won't make sense. Yeah.
I saw like Patricia saying, yeah, because I need like certain services to get her hard inquiries off. And this is what we're saying with the business side of coming in on business credit. Those hard inquiries can be removed. If you're getting personal credit, Now that line is showing up on your profile.
Yeah.
So, starting business activities and being in business, like LegalShield is an affiliate company, you're marketing an affiliate business. Now, when you apply for a credit card and you get it on the business side, they might personally guarantee using your credit profile, but you can get it removed. Unlike what you're dealing with credit cards when you open them up right there on your credit profile. If you remove it, they'll think that it's fraud and shut it down. So long term, and if you guys need this plan, please, we just put Clarence Manning, let him counsel you on the best plan to get.
Right.
Okay, so talk to him. If you have questions about signups, if you have all those nuances that he's speaking of, a lot of the plans, if you don't need that, is very reasonable. The
Okay.
starting plan is $29.99. So if you're a person, don't let numbers that he's speaking with on the business side, those of us that does business, like myself, that make money, we know that's totally worth it because you're generating income.
Right.
But for some of you guys that say, hey, no, it's very affordable. And I find it very necessary for my life. The $29.99 to me has been nothing but an upside because, like I said, in 3 days, just for having a business, you guys, just for having something to put down on an application, I got to a bag of 3 days, 45,000. Hey. So you think about the value proposition of what is it for an associate to come on the business side, Manny?
Awesome.
What is it?
And I can get it. And also, lastly, here, somebody just put they have somebody tried to open an account in their name as well. All right, that the identity theft program, you definitely need that, and it also addresses credit counseling. It's not credit repair, but it's credit counseling when you combine it with the legal plan. If it's just you by yourself, that's $19.95 extra. If it's you and your family, meaning you, your spouse, or domestic partner, and up the children up to the 18th birthday, think up to 10 kids, that would be $34.95 extra. So I just wanted to touch that because I saw it. All right, so to get started as an associate with LegalShield, right now is less than a tank of gasoline to put in your car. It is $49 to become an associate. Now, the overhead, here's your overhead, right? So the membership, if you were going to have that anyway, then that's not really overhead, but the membership becomes a write-off. Even if, let's say, you're not a landlord, you don't own stocks, you're not doing anything else, but just having the membership becomes a write-off because now you're an associate. And a mistake that a lot of people make is that they think that they start marketing a program, let's say Avon, just to pick on it because I'm pretty sure everybody knows it. They think the Avon lady has to make $1 million for her business to be profitable. No, she has to be in business with intent to make profit. Okay, intent to make profit. So showing a loss is sometimes a good thing. I'm just saying, if you have an accountant, I'm not an accountant. I have some accountants that I work with, and actually I've been with my accountant for a long time. If you need that, let me know. She's doing some big things. She's in Atlanta. I mean, they're doing some big things. Anyway, so you definitely get that advantage there. It's only $49, and we have the technology package, like being able to have Miss Diamond's going to touch on this. I've seen her sites. I'm on there. I'm going, this girl's good, man. I'm just saying that. And I'm like referring people to it because those affiliate links equals funds coming in to you. So now some companies, like, let's say, I'm not real familiar with all affiliate links out there. For more information, that's why Miss Diamond is here. But let's just say Poshmark. So if a person has a Poshmark link or maybe a Walmart or whatever, some of those might be just free because Walmart's getting the big bulk of that, right? But if you're joining a networking company where you're more or less the CEO of your part of the company, as long as you're not doing anything crazy, remember that you can't do nothing crazy because it ain't your name on the side of the building. This says LegalShield, not Clarence Manning Shield. So you can't do nothing crazy. But with LegalShield, our affiliate, was it the website and all that's $24.95 a month. That's it. The first month is free. So once a person's in, they now have something. I was talking to somebody last week from here who came on board, And I said, when you walk outside of your house, what do you see? And he saw houses, right? So we see houses or apartments or all that, right? When you walk down your main street in your town, what do you see? You see businesses up and down the block. But here's what you see when you own a business. You see potential clients, right? Potential clients and business partners. When you're walking down your neighborhood, whether you're selling insurance or you're the landscaper. If you're the landscaper, I'm pretty sure you go knocking the doors or just leaving a flyer in your neighborhood. Hey, I live down the block. If you like your grass cut, just let me know. It's going to be XYZ amount of money. With LegalShield, you don't have to do that on your own because we have systems in place and I'm here to coach and train. That's pretty much it. But now you can get paid really well doing what you do, and we'll get into that in a second, but I'm going to toss it back over to Ms. Beckley.
And just a point, as Manny always said to me, wills. You guys, if y'all signed up for the program, you need a will, you guys. Everybody who's here thinking about going on the business side, you can just in your mind where somebody can use this product. Or if you know a homeowner, they definitely need a will. Some of you guys right now need a will, because if you don't know, that person, when you pass away, what they have estate tax, you have to pay taxes on that. So LegalShield, that attorney would get you a will. That's one part of it. Another part where he's talking about tax write-offs. Unlike you guys going to your job, your car insurance isn't written off. You don't get a tax break for your lunches. You don't get a tax break for the gas you're putting in your car to go there, or the clothes that you're wearing. Sometimes you can get some uniform, but now with an at-home business, your light bill come part of your write-off. Your rent, you guys, become part of your write-off. And your Wi-Fi, your internet, the room that you have, all of this right now in the system, if you don't know, they eat off of payroll taxes. They're eating off of you. This is why they want to change some of the 1099, because they know when the little guy take advantage of this stuff, then people have a problem. But this is how the rich get over. Why do you think the rich is so? If you ever listen to Robert Kiyosaki, that's where I got started with Rich Dad and Poor Dad. If you ever hear about any rich person, why are they so obsessed about not paying taxes? They understand that principle, you guys. They'll move. Elon Musk, who can afford to live in California, got his butt up out of here. Anybody that's in Austin, understand in Texas, he's over here. Tax-free state. Okay, for tax-free, not state. It's tax-free on the state tax. How much money he saved, how much incentives. These people will move, even though they can afford to live where they can live. Now, you guys can't afford to live where you live, but they do. So think about that. So I'm going to let Diamond.
Right. And just one quick thing, Diamond, before you come in, somebody text me about the credit kick. For credit stuff, you're going to talk to Ms. Beckley in her package, right? So she has all that set up. So I'm with LegalShield. And if you have a question about the identity theft in the legal or starting a business with us, that's where you call me. If you're calling about credit, I'm going to be just as lost as you are. So I know that's what I love about this, is that each of us is an expert at something. So you'll be able to pass it to them.
And the credit kickoff, you guys, is the theme of these next to help you increase your credit score for 45 days. So if anybody getting that mixed up, so you can go back and watch the lives. Come on up, Diamond. I know you got to speak to the congregation.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the taxation part, and just on a smaller scale. So of course we're no Elon Musk in any form of the way, right? But I wanted to kind of speak about my experience, and my first experience when it came to, oh wow, see, when you're an employee, it's a whole different thing from when you have your own business, or even if you're a freelancer, right? So even at the level of, and I'm so grateful that my mom taught me about this. I talk about this all the time. When I was a broke college student and I was like working like 3 jobs, and one of those jobs was door dashing, right? So I had a full-time job, and when it became tax time, I owed about $200 in taxes for the job that I was working full-time. But for the DoorDash that I was doing part-time, they actually owed me $200 because I was able to do my mom showed me how to do the tax write-offs, and she was like, no, you need to write off your gas, you need to write off your lunches and this and this and that. And something so small where I just thought I was just doing like a little side hustle, I was just doing something to make money. I think the requirements at the time, and I don't know if that's the requirements as of now, but the requirements at the time was if you made over $600 in that field, then you are eligible for a tax write-off. And when I was door dashing, I made way more than $600 part-time because I was doing other things. I was full-time in college. I was full-time at a different job. And it blew my mind to see that something that I was doing on the side that was as small as door dashing, that I was able to get money back, and I had never paid taxes at that point, right? Because you're freelancing, so you don't really have taxes taken out. But because you're able to write off what you're doing, like my expenses, my gas, the maintenance on my car, all of that goes towards, if I don't have a car, I can't DoorDash. So that's part of my business, right? If I can't eat, I can't DoorDash. If I can't get gas, I can't DoorDash. So those things are write-offs. And it was so small to me. But then when I was thinking about a job that I was working 9 to 5, I was there, being a dedicated person, and I still owed money, even though taxes, about $200 every 2 weeks were taking out of my taxes every week, and then for the government to say that, hey, you still owe me money after you've paid your taxes is crazy. And it's like, it became this break for me. So now I understand at the bigger levels of the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos, because of course $200 is nothing to them, but you're talking about billions of dollars for them. Versus,
and let's add too, what else did we get in on? You got on, and I'm glad that you brought that up. When the PPP loans, we didn't have to scam and fraud like a lot of folks got in trouble, huh? Okay, that's another thing. If you were door dashing, if you were a LegalShield agent, you qualified for a PPP loan, you guys, because you had a business. Too many people are out here scamming when you don't have to. It's not that complicated. And the whole thing else on that, you needed to have a certain credit score at the same time. So a lot of people like SBA loans and all of this, you still, even though SBA loans and even micro loans, for minorities, yeah, they are lower bar, but you still have to have a decent credit score. So a lot of those negatives you guys got, if you need my help, sign up for the elite credit system, the collections and all of that. You can set up your business. You can be an associate with Manny. And like how Diamond said, DoorDash, those things are businesses too. But the only thing with the LegalShield, you're not putting wear and tear on your car, doing a ton of deliveries. You are not driving around constantly. You can be at home doing your LegalShield. Manny shared his story last week where, like he said, a lot of y'all problems when it comes down to credit is cash flow. It's either education or cash flow. He shared his story during the pandemic. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with cancer. And what we did as the field inspections, he couldn't even expose himself to get sick. He was able, through this LegalShield business, to work from at home and make, like, his financial income did not get rocked. So what Diamond is going to bring in, we're not telling you to stop at LegalShield. We're just saying this is an entryway. We're talking about streams of income because we were doing the inspections, but when we weren't able to do that because of the pandemic, here's another cash flow that he mentioned that last week, another one to kick in, like one to go down. When we was mentioning our income, we talk about, look at this economic a wave. A lot of you guys got shut down in the pandemic. What you did, no longer you could do. So you want to set up other ways that you can make money.
Awesome. And just one other thing, 90% of the country with LegalShield, you do not need a license to enroll as a member. But there are 5 states, right? Alaska and Massachusetts, you absolutely will need to call me, right? Because we gotta, even I'm not licensed there, but there's a way to get you into the program if you live in Massachusetts or Alaska. Miss Beckley did have some people call me from Massachusetts before. It was at least 3 or 4 people. If you're in New Jersey, Virginia, or South Carolina, I'm licensed there. So you'll definitely need to call me, because you'll go to the link and you'll find that you can't enroll. So please, reach out to me. And everybody who does enroll, you expect to get a text from me between today and Monday, because if it depending on how many of y'all enroll. And also, there was something else I want to say. I'm going to tell you how to use the program, all of that good stuff. I probably forgot, chemo brain, that was real. Chemo, it wreck your brain cells. But definitely certain states are licensed. Oh, here it is. No prepaid cards. So just like insurance, we cannot take those. So we had someone try to enroll last time, and I believe they used a prepaid card and it got bounced. So if that was you, and I tried to reach out, but there was no phone number attached, so we couldn't reach out to you. It was an email, but maybe that gets lost in space. So no prepaid cards. If you live in a licensed state, you want to call me, definitely, and we'll get you going. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Now, Diamond, bring them some ideas on what they can add for that extra income, because Diamond, drop your channel too. You guys follow Diamond's channel, because along with the LegalShield, her channel is all about digital products, making money at home. So this can be a starting point. And as you guys, if you're not ready to go with your credit yet, you can make money. Like, can we just say I can pay off some bills if I have extra money? So we're talking about killing 2 birds with 1 stone. A lot of people problem, they just don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have a credit problem if I had the money, so this is part of it, getting the cash flow while you're working on your credit issues. Now, I'm not telling you to pay collections, you guys. I have a whole teaching on collections. If not, go watch that video on why you shouldn't pay the collections. I'll pull that up and I will lock that in. But if you have I'll give y'all a clue. Because I'm going to tell you, if you come into my group, you can't burn everybody. So if you have an American Express, if you have a Chases and stuff like that, Navy Federal is another one. Some of these people, if you are companies, if you want relationships, you do have to pay them. Let's be honest. If you're living in the exclusive area, right, and your house, you bought a house there in an exclusive area and they have foundation problems, and you like, wow, this is costly. I'm just going to burn the house down and, get the insurance. Now, what, you want to live in the ghettos of credit all your life? You don't want to be just stuck at First Premier all your life. Quality of life come in. So sometimes if you need to mend those relationships so you can come back in to get that card, you need some money. So here's where you're getting that money. And then you strategize from there. Diamond, take it away.
Yeah, so I guess I want to, for anybody that is new to me, I want to say hi and thank you guys so much for joining the lives. And I see people like Angelina, who said that she subscribed to me and Sherry's channel. And we truly appreciate those things. So I wanted to say the reason why I started my channel back 2020, it was like a little bit before the pandemic had kind of happened and before we knew everything was about to go crazy. And the thing that I was talking about was how dangerous it was to have one stream of income. And that is still true today. And once the pandemic had hit, that remained like super true, because there were so many, it was so many different things happening, and there were so many people losing their jobs. And so they saw that even a job that they've been at for 30 plus years wasn't as secure as they thought that it was. But even, and I'll say this, as people who work full time in their business, if we only had one stream of income, so let's say if YouTube was our only stream of income, or we would be in real big trouble, because income fluctuates. So it doesn't matter whether you're on a job, whether you're an entrepreneur, you know that if you are reliant on one income in totality, that you could be in big trouble given any tragedy that were to happen, whether something happened to you and you weren't able to work, you're in big trouble. And so I started my channel just simply talking about that fact and talking about how the average millionaire has 7 to 8 streams of income. So they aren't reliant on one income. So you could point out any millionaire or billionaire that you could possibly think of, and you could point at their biggest company, and that is not their only stream of income. And so that is something that is very important for us to talk about. And I know last live we talked about, like Manny said, he had like 10 streams of income. My mom said she had like 8 streams of income. I have 7 or 8 streams of income. And so on my channel, what I tell you about is some real practical ways that you can start earning money from home. Because usually what the average person thinks of when they say things aren't going right at my primary job, they say, I need to go get a second job. Okay. So what if things don't go right at your second job? You are only one person, and you couldn't possibly be in 4 places at one time in order for you to make enough income to pay your bills, right? And I also want to make something clear as well, something that Manny touched on, that being able to be financially free doesn't mean that you need to be a millionaire. But what it means is that you're able to pay your bills plus have something left over for you to be able to do what you want to do. So for some people, that looks like 6 figures. For other people, maybe that's $1 million. For other people, maybe that's $70,000. But you have to kind of equate, what are my bills? What is it that I want to do? And how can I produce an income producing asset that is going to be able to cover those things? So those are some of the things that I talk about on my channel. And a lot of that could be like freelance. Like when people ask me, what is the first thing that I should jump into if I'm trying to make money? And I say freelancing, which is taking any skill that you had and being able to disperse that skill amongst multiple people at one time. So let's just say, for example, you're able to create logos. So you're not only able to create a logo design for one company, you could do that for 10 companies. And then when you get overwhelmed, you then hire somebody else that is also able to do that for you. And that's how you start to create income that is able to be produced in your sleep. So we start off with things like remote jobs. We start off with things like freelance working, and then we work up to things like digital products, creating products and creating e-commerce businesses that are able to work for you, using social media to work for you, using your network to work for you. So these are all the things that come all together, that we find that most of the problem is that people have a money problem. And the problem is we don't have enough money most of the time. That's our problem. So when it comes to credit, we don't have enough money. And so, yeah, those are the things that I talk about over at my channel. And I also do work with people personally to hear your story, to hear your ideas, to hear the things that you have, and to try to grow those things. And so I'll pass it back over to my mom, Sherry, to expound on that.
Well, I wanted to talk about business ideas on what you have. We talk about a lot on your channel is digital products. So let's just say once with I was with LegalShield with Manny prior to, and then I'm doing this YouTube. I started with YouTube, and then with my video where I started off went viral on Facebook. I established a YouTube with that, and I created KDP books, digital downloads. That goes right with what I'm doing with LegalShield, because I'm already marketing. I'm already having digital products. This is not a physical product that you have to store. And like Diamond is saying, having things that's making me money in my sleep. And so if I'm doing business as a sole proprietorship, LegalShield could jump you off. But what you want to do is add more to it. So as you know, I was a landlord. A big chunk of my income prior to the pandemic was actually rent. They put a rent moratorium in certain areas. I had somebody walk away with $14,000 on me, and I barely can go pursue them. So I would have been a dead fish in the water if I didn't have other streams of income. I had the inspections that we talked about with the books. I had LegalShield. I had this social media going on, helping people also with understanding their credit, the credit education part. So I had started to build out streams of income that when My number one where I started was real estate. And everybody before the pandemic is what you call a black swan event. Nobody knew. Everybody traditionally where that came from only thought swans was white. And they never seen a black swan until one was discovered. And that's what the pandemic was. People would tell you real estate was you can always constantly get income if you set it up right. Not true. The pandemic, wiped out a couple industries that some went up and some went down. So Amazon, FBA, people that was like, they was making a killing. And a lot of those people was doing that part-time. So what I like is with the affiliate marketing, I'm going to tell you, a large sum of my income from one affiliate I made, and I showed her $22,000 this year just from an affiliate. You know what I'm saying? So as you add these layers to your business, first, starting off with me being a landlord, adding Manny brought me into the inspection industry. Then adding the legal shield that helped me. That's how I started. I started up with a plan and saw how beneficial. So some of y'all that signed up with Legal Shield, you might not jump in, but as you use the plan, you like, this is great. I need to tell my friends and families. My cousin just got a lawsuit or just talking about they had a car accident and the insurance company don't want to pay them. Maybe they can call this attorney and have them to look over the documents. So you're gonna I know somebody that bought a home. Everybody, my mom need a will. So I need a will. These things, so you can start fitting this in. I know my cousin, he's going through some child custody stuff. Maybe he can use this. So if you learn how to figure out just to help people with their problems in those legal areas, you have a niche market with the Legal Shield. It's just figuring it out. And then you have other things that you can add on. You guys, social media, what y'all watching me on, you can make a ton of money with social media. Some of y'all are on TikTok for hours. Diamond, I don't know if you have a video on how to set up a TikTok store, you guys, that now they have a business market. Y'all give me marketing stuff for TikTok along with this business that you're starting, because you're with Legal Shield, it's all a part of your advertising, affiliate marketing with no product. And
Yeah.
so you can add on to that.
Can I mention something too? There was a young lady, she just died, Jessie Lee Ward. Jessie Lee Ward, 7-figure income earner in the industry. She's 35 years old. She calls it FIT, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. She forgot about YouTube, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, those three. And she was just showing her life and was a recruiting dynamo and product and this, like, all types of different things. And she was into the healthcare type stuff. So, but it doesn't matter the industry really. But you mentioned the will, so I want to just show everybody, this is my will, my last will and testament, written up by Madelman, Weinroth and Miller. That's the law firm here in New Jersey. I did it on the mobile app. So inside the phone is the mobile app, or I could call up, or I could get the email and physically print out the will questionnaire and be able to get that done. But the main thing I want to say with that was I filled out all the information on the mobile app. It was basic information: name, date of birth, social. You haven't been married, you have been divorced, you got any kids, this, that, and the other. And there was nothing special that I needed in there. If there was, the law firm would reach out to me and say, hey, what about this, that, and the other? You can add in your debts, your assets, this, that. Do you want to pass down this? But even beyond that, healthcare information as well. So you go to the hospital, and I'll just give a shout out to people who go to the hospital and get sick. I had a buddy of mine. I'm telling his story. He's here, but they had a medical scare, and you go to the hospital with a medical scare. If your paperwork ain't in order, that could be really bad, because you might not want the same treatment as other folks. But if you have it in, you can have that written into your will, your medical directive, you can bring that in as well. That's part of the program here. There's no extra fee. My mom, we just had to put my mother in a nursing home. We had the power of attorney already done through LegalShield. Oh, by the way, that was free because my mother's a member. Come on, you know my mother's going to be a member. Are you kidding me? My sister's a member. She's on here too. I'm a member. So it was just a matter of a phone call. They called my mother. She did a three-way call. Boom, boom, boom. And the attorney sent out the paperwork to my sister. We just had to get it initial it and notarized. And that was actually free. We found a place that was free for that. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this. And do you know how powerful it is now to tell that story? We say, hey, I got my power of attorney done. You need it? Let me show you how we did it. And now you can actually help somebody. Oh, and they pay you. They pay you to offer the services. So I'm just saying. So I'm sorry about that. I keep interrupting you.
No, no. I'm glad that we got good points. I am going to drop the link here if y'all want questions. And Diamond, let's start reading off some of these questions. People have good questions. And I'm going to drop the link for the StreamYard if someone want to come up and ask questions. I know last week people didn't. Sometimes you guys are more comfortable in the chat, but we put the StreamYard link if you have questions about the information that we gave.
Okay, I'm going over the questions now. I'm just trying to, I don't know how to remove. Can we talk about removing negative items? What is the process for that? Like somebody said here, I'm stuck at a 640. I don't know how to remove them. I'm not exactly sure what them is. If you left this comment, can you please specify, or are you talking about charge-offs, collections, etc.? But can you talk about the process of removing negative items here?
Well, I can cover this. Number one, this is why we have the elite credit system. The elite credit system mainly, I do coaching, but it's an AI system because sometimes people don't really know what's going on with their credit report. And you don't even know what kind of items you have. So when you import your credit reports, it's like 2 minutes. I used to sit there for hours and comb through people's credit reports, but this AI system pick up errors that I can't. And what it's going to do is list what kind of items you have to let you know what's negative and what's positive. But majorly, if you have a collection, I mean, just to answer your question, a collection, you want to send a debt validation letter. A debt validation letter is your right with collections to make that company prove they have a legal right to collect on that debt. You always want to send that certified mail to them, okay, to make them prove that they have a legal right to collect on their debt. Now, a charge off is from the original creditor. You did do business with them. If not, it could be identity theft. So that's a whole different situation. But because you did do business and you default on something, it doesn't mean that it's accurate. And if it's not complete, 100% accurate and complete, they cannot report that. So what you want to do a lot of times with charge-offs is dispute directly with the credit bureaus. And you want to find the errors in that reporting, whether it's true or not. You want to look through all 3 credit reports and remove that and dispute that negative item with the credit bureaus. Now, when we're saying my score is at 640, sometimes it's not the negative that's doing it. It could be your utilization. So even with my elite credit system, with Smart Credit being the credit provider, we use Score Build. And Score Build will tell you how much you need to pay on your credit cards and the date. And they'll tell you, you can set the price on what you have to pay, and they'll tell you how many points your score is going to go up. So that's what you want to do. You want to pay down your credit cards. Generally, your utilization at bare minimum need to be at 29%. Optimally, from 1 to 10%. So that's how you go through the process of starting to increase your credit score.
Okay, so I wanted to kind of summarize this question and what I believe this person is trying to say. I believe that this person is trying to say that they used up their utilization, or they used that they had a bonus system with Safari, Chase, the Chase credit card, and that their credit score ended up going down after they used up their points, or they.
No, they're talking about the Sapphire. So basically, what they're saying, they got a new credit card. They're trying to get the bonus points, the travel bonus points, and they spent $5,000 in 5 months. But what they didn't include, what was your credit line you was approved for? And so if you went over that 50, what we keep preaching is this utilization. That's why I'm telling y'all need business credit. this is what the live about. Because what happens is, if you would have got that Chase Business Inc. card, you would have got them same points. And when you get that, you get those points, because I love Chase. I love their points. Diamond, me and you fly first class all the time off of JP Morgan. You can do that on the business side, and it doesn't show up on your credit report. See, this is what we're talking about. I do have this Chase Sapphire, but my spend now go on the Business Inc. cards to get those points. So your issue is your utilization. You got to pay that card down. But if you're telling me you got approved for that Sapphire because you have high income, because you have to get approved, and you had a high credit score, you need to pay that down and go on. You ain't got no negatives, because people can have a 720. I just to let y'all know that, but you could still have collections, believe it or not, if it's set there for a long time. But your joint was clear if you got approved for that card. The proof is independent. So I'm going to also suspect you spend 5,000, the lowest amount they're going to approve that card, because if y'all didn't know, it's an infinite card. Generally with those cards, when they say Visa signature, pretty much it means the starting limit is at 5,000. With Chase Sapphire, it's an infinite. So you probably had a credit line of 10,000 maybe or more. And if you spend 5,000, you at 50% utilization. You got to pay that card down and then come see me about this business credit, because that's what you need to do. And then you won't have that. You can get those reward points getting the Business Inc. cards, and they have the premium over their cards even on the business side. So that was that issue.
Okay, if anybody else has any questions, because we kind of got going over most of the questions here. If anybody has questions about LegalShield, they have questions about your credit, you have questions about making money, please let us know.
Lisa said my CS is 525. I had a bankruptcy 4 years ago and my credit is now crap. How do I raise it? I can't. Okay. So basically, if you had a bankruptcy, probably you don't have any open credit cards, or if you do, your utilization is really low. Another thing about that bankruptcy, we have a lady, actually, she removed part of her bankruptcies off of one or two credit bureaus. It might have been all three that's in the system. So probably what you got going on. Chapter 7, you guys, this is why you need to stay away from bankruptcy. Come see us before you file for bankruptcy, unless you're trying to keep some property, like a Chapter 13 to save a home, because bankruptcy stay on y'all credit report for 10 years. I don't know if nobody told you that. Chapter 7. Chapter 5, once it's discharged, that's 7 years. So a lot of people think that you can and then once that happened, like I mentioned earlier, you don't have those relationships. Those banks ain't letting you back. You know what I mean? So it's like, where do I go here? So what you need to do is get a credit card. Probably Credit One Bank will help, will approve you. I know people don't like Credit One, but sometimes you just got to start where you need to start. They do approve bankruptcies. Then that might increase your credit score, but you're going to need some credit cards. There are institutions that will work with you, because you're 4 years out. That's pretty far out. Like a Navy Fed is one. But what you got to do, you need to probably get credit cards. And also with that bankruptcy, all those accounts that were charged off in that bankruptcy is still reporting on your credit report. So you need to dispute those off. But first we have to get off the bankruptcy out of the public records, and then you can remove the other ones easily. But before that, if you have moved from that address you filed bankruptcy, we need to get that off too, because that helps remove it. So I hope that helped.
I want to answer one question really quick in just regards of making money. I seen someone say, can they make money without having to create content online? And the answer is absolutely yes. I make a bunch of different videos on different remote jobs that you could be doing, freelancing things that you could be doing that does not require you to use social media in any capacity. And I have a couple, actually, 3 other videos I'm actually editing tonight that is going to have to do with you only using your phone. And if you have a vehicle, that will be a plus, and how you can start making money on the side without having to create content. And even LegalShield, as we were talking about, is something that you could be doing without having to create content, without having to do
And
what
our
we're doing.
collection on the inspection book. We're like,
And the inspection book. Yes, I'll leave a link for that in
I
just one
got that.
second. But yeah, there's something called field inspections, and I'm making a video on that right now. And my mom has videos on that right now, and that's something that you do not have to use social media for. So there's plenty of different ways that you can earn money online without having to create content or to do the whole social media thing. Now there was something, Mom, that I would like for you to talk about. A lot of people have questions about debt consolidation, and what is your recommendations on that?
Oh no, y'all need to watch out. I'm glad somebody asked that question. Y'all, debt consolidation is messing up a lot of people credit. Be careful with that, because what they tell you is don't pay your bills while we negotiate. And then all of your stuff is just dinging you, dinging you. And then when they settle, they don't care about your credit. They're like, oh, well, we settled it for less. And now that you made an agreement with these people, this is why I said with collection companies, don't make agreements. But now you made this agreement and they have you to sign paperwork. You guys are pretty much stuck with that because it's proof. Unless it's reporting
Yeah.
incorrectly, but it makes it very challenging. I'm telling you guys, if you have debts, come see me. You know, some of y'all just really need to get in this elite credit system. I try not to sell not like that, but some of y'all really need some guidance. And I'll be honest, um, Manny, you said this. Take this. I'm going to TM this. He said sometimes you what you said you step over dollars to pick up pennies.
Yes, and
And
just
now I use that all the time. He
yeah,
said that. He said
crazy.
he described somebody to me. He said that person is the type of person that like to step over dollars to pick up pennies. Some of y'all are picking up pennies and stepping over dollars and just not handling business and focusing on these credit things. Some of this stuff can be resolved, but do not. Sometimes people think bankruptcy is the easy way out, debt consolidation, let somebody else do it for me. A lot of y'all watch me have dealt with credit repair companies, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you learn credit repair companies can't make you pay your bills on time. They cannot not charge make you charge up your credit card. Your problem is your money management and education and cash flow, y'all. That's what it is. I never seen a person that said, you know, I just want to just mess up my credit today. You know, nobody does that. Either that somebody gets sick, they lose their job, and they don't have the cash flow. So, or you currently don't have the cash flow. And so I want you to use, and y'all gonna meet Michael Toriano. He'll be coming up, and he maybe next week or before. So I hope he don't make me look like a fool by saying this. But he has a saying. He has a saying: you have to stop exchanging time for money. I'm gonna let y'all let that sit. You have to stop thinking the only way you're gonna make money is exchanging time for money. That's what's going to keep you broke. And I did that video and it's taken off on inflation. You guys, you can't outwork this, baby. They're printing it faster than you can make it. Everything is going up except your paycheck. Okay. Food going up, gas going up, houses going out. So if you think you're going to outwork this inflation when they could just hit the printer and then just cut your savings in half and everything go up, it ain't happening. You gonna have to stop getting out that mindset. That's why I love DoorDash. That's why I love the gig economy, because y'all start seeing, hold on, I can schedule my time a little differently. I ain't gotta go 8 hours and this, and that. You start experiencing, and that's why people, once they hit the gig economy, they don't want to do nothing else. That I could be my own boss, I could figure it out. And it's the interest way, like the inspections with Manny. It was the interest way, like, hold on. Well, we was doing the cameras, and we man, y'all should have seen how we fought them phones. Remember when they said, oh, we
Wow.
fought that like a mofo. But the phone and all of that, it was fine. It was even more freedom. Okay. And this is what it was, because instead of y'all having a government, this is what LegalShield is, all of that, this 1099 dictating to you what you get out of your paycheck. I take all of this and you get this. I dictate your pay. No, you get the money first, run your business, and you tell the IRS, if I have something left over, this is what I owe you. So that's what's keeping y'all broke, because taxation is one of y'all biggest debts. Okay. Don't let it, they just, if y'all had to pay, and they did this on purpose, if you had to pay taxes at the end of the year, most of y'all would revolt. You'll really know how much that they're really robbing you. And you're giving the government an interest-free loan, pretty much. Do the bank give you $7,000 to $8,000 and you get it to use for all the whole year, and you get it back? They giving away y'all tax. Let me not be nasty, but I will go there because I'm going to make a video. Y'all in New York City, y'all don't see that they giving people now through these asylum laws, they're giving them cards with money on it to pay for diapers. I'm going to prove it to you. And you, if you're Black, African American, y'all the highest, most unemployed in the nation. Okay. You most unemployed in the nation, and you are the most homeless. And they giving your tax money to everybody but you. So you play with it. Okay. So if they won't give you a job, we're offering you a way to make your own money. Stop thinking somebody going to save you. Okay. Stop looking. You going to save you. Okay. You're going to save you. My grandmother, Mama Lou, great grandmother, say, if nobody going to help you, baby, you got to learn how to help yourself. Okay. And some of y'all got to learn how to help yourself. Is there certain things in the system? Oh, yes, it is. This is why we tell you about the pitfalls. This is why Manny is telling you about taxation. This is why we're telling you about the traps. But if we tell you, hey, you guys, yeah, this police is over policing this area. Yeah, they know that we're, don't have the income. So they're taking advantage of us to get the city money. And you like, yeah, that make me mad. And you go flying down the street in that direction, and we told you to go that way. Who fault is it at that point? That's you. You know what I'm saying? Take the information and go the other way. We're telling you that taxation and all of this working, exchanging time for money is a pitfall. And you ain't never owning nothing. And your rent going up higher. I know after the pandemic, let me not get on my soapbox, but people was getting hit. Y'all could be, it's not about you managing your money right when rent going up by $300 in 1 year for your next renewal. Somebody hit me up from Arizona. Their rent went up $600. That's devastating. Who you ain't had your pay ain't go up, but you got $600 that you got to pay extra in rent in 1 year. So this is what y'all have to do. We're giving you ways, but we're setting up coaching. Manny is here for you to coach if you sign up. But at the end of the day, he can give you all the tools. But one thing he can't give you is determination and drive. He can supply you. We can supply you with all the tools. But let me tell you this, and this the coach coming out of me. Let me tell you, I played basketball, and I sucked at it. I sucked. But you know what I had? I had height. I had
Height.
and I was dedicated. Okay. I was there. Some of y'all just need to show up, and you got everything it takes. You got the build up to take. I had the height. So they put me on the team, They put me on the team, and then they put me in drills, and my skill set got better. This is what Manny is going to do. We're going to run the drills with you, and your skill set going to get better. But let me tell you something. He's got the same mindset I got. We're not back rubbing. Okay. Excuses is the house that built the excuses is the bricks that built the house of failure. Okay. That's it. Make money is on my thing. Don't make excuses is what my thing, because too many people got too many excuses, but they will pay for Starbucks, they'll pay for Popeyes, what he's saying, but you won't invest in your own future. And I would tell people, if you don't care, because people are hounding me, you don't care about where your children live, guess what? I don't either. I'm too busy trying to get mine and you where I need. You don't care about the car you driving? I don't care. You know, I don't care if you don't have a house. If you don't care, what I'm supposed to care about what you living in more than you? It ain't going to ever happen. Trust and believe. I got a big heart, but it ain't going to never happen. I'm willing to help you as far as you willing to help yourself. That's just that. Because people have time and they will brag about liabilities they bought that led them to nonsense. Okay. A Birkin bag, they'll brag.
Yeah.
But then when it come down, because I have had some that put that, why Black people always gotta sell and don't help. See, some of y'all, it costs nothing to pay attention. What you want is my time to sit there where I give out free information all the time. You ain't never got to see me. It's plenty of people that got their credit up and just like, oh, I just did what you told me to do. That's it. I just took the stuff, but they want you to, because they want to play victim Olympics. Okay. Oh, you think that story is, I'm going for the gold for this, you know, listen to this. And I keep telling y'all, when I saw a man who was in an iron lung, who couldn't breathe outside, get a law degree, child by, y'all ain't got, it ain't too many excuses you got out there. Now, if a loved one's sick in this, the man in the iron lung, you see what I'm saying? Couldn't breathe, but got a law degree, and I hope he's still here. He was a little older, because you remember the iron lungs was way back from, I think, polio and stuff, and now that's been eradicated, but he's still helping people. In an iron lung is like a casket for your whole body, y'all. He can't breathe on his own. So if he have no excuses, you have no excuses. So Manny is going to give you all the tools, but he can't. And let me tell you, God gave us all two things the same: 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. What you do with your time is your business. And I'll just drop the mic there.
Yeah, I'll just say one thing if I could. This taught me a lot. Is I was doing laundry one day. I was at the laundromat, and this guy came in and he said he asked for money. I have a hard time with you just asking for money from me. I mean, I work for it. For you to just ask it, I just can't give it away. But I said, you know what? He said he was hungry. I said, all right, I'm going to get something to eat next door. Do you want a sandwich? I think I was getting a cheesesteak. He said, yes, please. I said, all right, I'm going to get a drink too. So I got him a sandwich and a drink, and I got myself a sandwich and a drink. So I sat down at the table. He came over. He started telling me his story, how he had just gotten out of prison, I believe, and he was just riding the trains, and he ended up at the laundromat. And as he's telling me the story, I'm like, I'm just trying to eat my sandwich. So I didn't want him sitting next to me, but he came over, so whatever. So I like cheesesteak, right? But I like the flavor of onions and peppers, but I don't like the taste of onions and peppers. I don't want to bite down into onions and peppers, if that makes sense. So I took the onions and peppers off. The guy looked at me and he said, are you going to eat those? And before I could finish saying no, his hand reached over into my tray and he grabbed the onions and peppers and he put it on his sandwich. He looked at me and said, I'm hungry. And I said, oh, I got it. So it just depends how hungry you are. That's all this is. So doing all these businesses, the inspection business, one of the reasons I was making bank, still am in an inspection business, is because everybody else said no. And I just kept going with it. One of the reasons I'm having success in LegalShield, check this out, y'all, was because everybody else said no, but I'm still going with it. Miss Sherry mentioned about the debt consolidation. What was it? Oh, I don't want to blast any company out there, but it was this company that was Rocket Lawyers and Lexington Law. I think it was Lexington Law in particular, where they were debt consolidation. And in 2007, 2008, that was when the housing crisis happened and all that, and everybody started doing that. Well, guess who had signed up a whole lot of members because the members were thought that it was going to reduce their debt, but it created more debt because if you get into the wrong debt consolidation company, they don't tell you still got to pay your bills. They just let it sit and your credit score go down. I did debt consolidation. I'll just tell you that I did that. But my credit score went up as a result because I got into the right one. It only cost $24 a month, and it reduced all debt by like $1,300, and they still exist. So I'm just saying. But we helped a lot of those folks. So being able to provide something to help people is where it's at. And just be hungry enough, and we got your back. I'm done.
And that's just the moral of the story, you guys. And also understand, a lot of people, what they're trained is that exchanging time for money. So even with the inspections, a lot of people we work with, they could not get over you're your own boss, you guys. Understand that when we're talking about LegalShield, we're talking about inspections. When you're going out working for the bank, they're looking at you as a contractor. You're the boss. I'm giving you work. So you have to stay humble because that is your client. So it's a different mindset. And there's a different mindset, you guys, when you see somebody, Bill Winston, I love him. He talk about it's a different mindset when somebody sit next to you and they got a fur coat and they get up and walk away. And they come back, somebody come and take that coat, and you be like, excuse me, somebody took your coat. But when that's your coat, you going after that coat. So it's a different mindset when you're driving that car and you renting it than when it's your car. So this is what we're saying. We're putting you in the driver's seats of your business. And we're talking about, when I say business credit, getting that I in 3 days got $45,000 access to run my business. I'm running my business. So when I'm telling y'all this, it's not for you to trick up and get deeper into debt. Because one thing about business credit, it is not governed by the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So that stuff can stay on your business credit for 10 years. We want you to get some act right. You know what I'm saying? We want you to learn some lessons. So this is why I said focus on making money. That's going to teach you the discipline and running your business. And then also focus on moving and using that business card so you can clear up your utilization. It's a strategy. And that's why I always preach to y'all. You don't want to die with an 850 credit score. Your kids cannot inherit that. A lot of people, I got this credit score, but what good is it doing for you? So if you hit the casket today, who gonna get that 850 credit score? Nobody. As Keith Sweat said, nobody but you, baby. Nobody but you got that 850 credit score. So you need to leverage. This is what we're talking about. If y'all got the 740 credit score, you're getting the same interest rates just about the person with the 850. Is you making that pop for you? Are you making that? Are you building businesses? And so what me and Diamond is talking about, everybody talking about real estate. What me and Manny and Diamond, we're talking about building online real estate. Do you know it's called things called virtual real estate, that you can make more income without the investment and establishing presence online? This is why y'all don't understand people have blogs. There's ways that you can buy blogs to get that online because they make tons of money off of traffic. So think about that. So start to build virtual real estate instead. And I wish I had this back in my day. I swear, y'all, I wish I had the DoorDash, the if I had YouTube, child, listen, y'all ain't gotta buy nothing. I told you, my teacher always told us back in the day, it costs you nothing to pay attention. Y'all can go through YouTube. People talk about gurus. Child, by it's some of these people out here, they ain't had to say a word to me. Some of them out here giving out free money. Okay, if you do what they say, if you do what they say, don't let nobody play you on some gurus and who, oh, these gurus. The ones that's complaining is the ones that's not putting in the work. I'm going to try to tell you. A lot of them complaining, they not putting in the work on that. They just expect something to happen overnight and fall on them like right wing. If you work be as dedicated to what your own business is as to that job. I bet you'll get some results. Are you not dedicated to that side hustle as much as you to that job? I bet you see some results then.
I
So
wanted to interject real quick, just speaking off that topic of people not understanding what they're seeing on, let's say, YouTube, and when it comes to, let's say, the making money niche or the financial niche, period, right? Because maybe there's credit cards that you talk about, Mom, that people will be like, oh, I couldn't get this, it didn't work for me, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, we are here to provide information and opportunity. And so even for an example that I love to bring up all the time, when I was talking about low content books or medium content books, and we're talking about posting books like journals and things like that, notebooks on Amazon KDP, there was a lot of people that said, oh, that ain't gonna work, it's too saturated. There was a woman, her name was Sonia, and she was like, God brought me to your YouTube channel. I seen your one video about that I can make me a book on Amazon. And she was going through chemo at the time, and she was saying that the chemo would keep her up at night and things like that. And so she said, well, I didn't do nothing else, but I made a book, and that was it. And she's like, I prayed and God showed me your video. God told me what to do with this book. And she made a prayer journal or a devotional journal for other cancer people who were going through cancer. And it's called I Am More Than a Conqueror over on Amazon. And do y'all know within the first 2 months of her posting, she became an Amazon bestseller from an idea. So there's a lot of people that automatically shut down ideas because gurus and influencers and YouTubers and told them how to, and y'all like, but what y'all not seeing is that there's an opportunity in front of you. So what are you going to do with the opportunities that are in front of you? And I wanted to address somebody in the chat a while ago. They said, it's hard for me to make money, or it's hard for me to get a job without a car. And that's true. It is a bit more difficult when you don't have a vehicle to get a job. But how many remote job opportunities are there out on the internet? And okay, you're not going to get every single one of them, but have you tried to apply for all of them? Have you tried to actually go for the opportunity that's in front of you? You don't need a car in order to do a remote job. And let's say that remote job is paying you $15 an hour. That's more than what you were going to make anyways. You know, it's like, are you going to take the opportunity in front of you or not? And so I just want to kind of add on to
and
that.
I want to add this. And I remember somebody during the pandemic, they needed something to do and they were upset. This is a close friend of mine, just a close relative of mine. And they always feeding people, right? And I'm like, people always coming over your house to eat. Why aren't you charging them or buying? Come on, we old school people. I'm African American. Come on, y'all know we sell plates. If y'all don't know, now you know. People will hustle plates out of their house. I had my friend of mine went to be home with the Lord. Her birthday is today. She was selling fish sandwiches to help with her son's college tuition and was bringing in, her and her family got together, bringing in, paying for that tuition. A lot of y'all already have skills and talents. Okay. It's something that people come to you for already. And a lot of y'all look at your passion, but you need to look at your gift. What comes easy to you? You know what I'm saying? What really comes easy to you? So some of those things that people get stuck in with credit, they'll say, oh, I wish I didn't do this. You know, don't negate. Sometimes you needed that process to get you here to this moment. Okay. So don't always live in the past. We learn from the past, but don't live there because you can't drive your car looking at your rear view mirror. And I know I came home today and God told me, because I was like, man, God, if I really thought, where I am now, if I, knew when I went at this point, I would have did this. He said, nope, you needed that process or you wouldn't have got here. Some of y'all needed that failure. I'll be honest. Some of y'all needed that because now you're in the right place where you're saying, I got it. And so when I was talking to y'all about credit, I had some issues with my credit. Diamond, no, I was going through some financial things. And it's like I had to keep telling y'all some of that's part. I don't know. I feel this. I feel God in this. Some of y'all, your credit jacked up, but now you know the formula to help somebody else. Don't be ashamed of that. Start to help. Start to help. Use your skills because that can be the money. That can be the thing to pull you out of that. Okay? Don't don't be you ain't got to tell everybody your business, but sometimes we shame ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And so it always spoke to me when God with Adam when he fell, he hid because he was naked. He started putting some things together to cover himself. And God said, he said, Adam, where are you? God knew exactly where Adam was, but God had asked us some questions. He said, Adam, where are you? And he said, I hid from you because I was naked. And he said, who told you? Who said that to you? Who you been talking to? God never said all these negative things that you're saying to yourself right now. Who's telling you that? That's not God. Sometimes that's us, that's the enemy, but that's not God. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. People could be on the verge of suicide. Understand, listen, you're here for a purpose. And don't let these financial things, just like what Diamond was saying, the woman was going through cancer. Her purpose, her process, what she was going through, her scars helped somebody else. So many of the women was going through that. Okay, so what I'm telling you guys, don't let that thing that you're facing right now. Some people, I understand, it can make you shame when your credit is a certain way. Don't let that stop you because that I know let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be transparent. My daughter tell you I was full of pride. God had to bring me down a notch. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still working on it. And I'm not saying pride, that attitude. She know I am. She know I am. Manny know I am. Maybe he know. I had to bring it down some. I had to bring it down some. And let me tell you why. Because when I started, two houses, very young. And I used to have some sayings, I was like, yes, I got two houses, two cars when I was 25 because I'm too cold. I would say it. Yes, I had people that know me knew me and they couldn't stand me. Some folk couldn't stand me. I'm one of them people. Either you gonna love me or you can't stand me. I had no in between and I was fine with it. Okay. But I worship because I use credit to get there. Y'all, I worship the God of FICO. I ain't gonna lie. FICO was my God. And when I went through a financial thing and my credit got hit, y'all, I thought I was on the verge of suicide because I always was the person from the door to have good credit, to have things together. I never, and then as little Kim, I keep saying I messed money up. My money got messed up, and I not just spending on me, just in business. So what I'm sharing with you, I wish I would have known it didn't have that there. So this me telling y'all about getting your credit right, I had to physically do it. I had to do it. My credit was jacked up. So I had to learn how to fight. So as David said, blessed be the Lord thy God that teaches my finger to war. I had to learn how to go to war. And so all of that, it was for this moment, so it's like Esther, it said, who to know that I wasn't put in this moment for a time like this. So a lot of y'all battles that you're going for, it's going to be your time. I didn't know at the time God was training me. And sometimes he got to tear you down to build you up the right way. And so you can't be wheat. If you look at wheat, it's got a hard shell. And I needed that hard shell for the hard seasons, like for the winter. But in order for people to digest that wheat, it got to be unshelled and broken down so it can turn into bread, so it can be nourishing. And so that's what's going on with some of y'all at this time. I just feel it in my spirit. Don't be discouraged, okay? Don't be ashamed of your credit situation. You're here at this moment because this is what you need. Manny is what you need. I thank God for Manny. I want him to know why he helped me. He brought insight. So this is why me and Diamond, we built a community. Y'all part of our community. And when you don't have those people around you to connect, we made where you can come here to get what you need. Manny is somebody. Thank God for him. He was a blessing to me, so he's going to be a blessing to you. And we set up where he be blessed, and so that's what it is. And as my friend Lucky, wherever he is, Lucky, if you're watching this, he said something to me, and we was dealing in business. He said, I said, Lucky, you owe me, some money, some change. We doing business. And he said, I got your money. He said, let me tell you something, Sherry. He said, one thing I learned, he said, money is not going to get you out of every problem. He said, any problem I had, relationships got me out. So I'm telling you guys, it's divine connection. Okay. We are connecting y'all with relationships. Okay. So don't worry about it. People say your network is your network. You started from the bottom, but you're going up. So just keep going. I want you to learn the lesson in whatever you're going through, and you're going to use it to bless somebody. So it's just temporary, and it's your training for your reigning. And I shall digress.
All right, I guess that's it. Boom, I walk out.
You're not
yeah, I got some people to call here too. I see all of y'all in there.
Well, you know how coaches do. They gotta, sometimes they gotta you gotta run. Do them suicides. And
then the 49ers need you tomorrow next week.
Oh, or either the Chiefs need me or but I'm just telling y'all, sometimes I'll get that, I gotta do it. But at the same time, even when you lose that game, that coach is there and say, y'all did some good things in this game and good job. And so y'all being here and y'all being focused, just even to have the mindset to focus on this, y'all did some good things. Good job. We might have not won this one, but we definitely going to do the next one. Okay. All right. So
I just want to say it's been over almost 200 people that stayed on a 2-hour live.
Thank you, you guys. Thank you. Somebody said, what if you are with a debt client and they're still paying your bills? Well, Carlton, you stay with it. I don't give me. It's always, I'm just telling you guys, if you would have found a good debt consolidation, also, you let us know once you go through that experience. But I just want to let you know, those are some pitfalls of some people coming in our groups we saw. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to shut up because my daughter know I can talk, but I just appreciate y'all being here. And no matter what y'all do, I want to see you successful. If it's not from me, I can just be one voice. But if you can connect with somebody else on YouTube, me and Diamond to tell you, we are friends with some big content creators, and they are awesome people. I just don't like when people, and they are helpful. Now, I'm not saying it's different sectors of YouTube. I'm going to say the financial sector, we good over here. You know what I'm saying? Mike, the credit guy. Let's shout Mike, the credit guy out, because Mike, the credit guy, y'all follow him. I'm going to have him over here. He done put some money in my pocket. Nam Way, love Nam. We met him. Monique, Journey with the Hiltons. We love her.
Fatty in business.
Isabella.
Can we shout out Sharif? What's his thing? Is it Melanin King? Because he is on it.
Sharif.
Wade. Yes.
I can just handle. And
Josh, is it I am
Josh? Bam Josh.
Yeah.
Who are we met? Shonda Martin.
Shonda Martin.
Oh, don't forget. Marvin and Gloria.
Yes.
Marvin and Gloria. They are on
Good
Instagram.
people.
Good people. So like I said, it's peace, love, and hair grease on the business sector. For us that I know, a lot of y'all follow the credit plug. Follow credit plug. Good information. Good dude. Who else can I say? Because I'm not a hater. Because there's no competition. I heard somebody say I'm going. I wish I could credit. I heard someone say we don't have competition. We have collaboration, and that's what we need more of. Collaboration. Okay, so all of these people in the sector. Let me three-way funding. Go check him out. His name is Houston. Go check him out. Queen of
JT Hustles.
JT, my God, how Lord, JT, if you're watching this, JT Hustles, go follow him. Who else I could say? Three-way funding. He's a beast. It's a lot of guys. Radical marketer. That dude's a beast. Anybody else in the business sector? I see y'all. I'll be going through. I see y'all. So it ain't no Queen of Crypto. She Rikita. If y'all watch her, Rikita. I like her. The realtor Rikita. All of
What's
these.
that girl? Journey to Wealth. Oh, I forgot.
No, Vanessa. Journey to Wealth.
What's Vanessa's YouTube channel?
Vanessa. We know Journey to Wealth.
Journey to Wealth.
Yes, she's awesome. So what we want to say, it's love. People are human. Some people might see some stuff, and not everybody. It's more than one way to skin a cat. Maybe not everybody had the same process. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying it's all love over here. So we want it to be love for y'all. We want to make money together. You know what I'm saying? We want to better, and we want y'all to be here too. So connect with Clarence Manning. He's here. We can all come up. Y'all, I don't know why people got this like, yo, you know how much money in this world? What May said, all this money that we can make, why these cats want to play your hate? Do you want to get money with us? That's old, but it's still true it's still true today. I saw somebody say Harlem World up in here. Y'all better know that one. That was the jam right there because it was so true. All this money that you can make, why you want to hate on somebody? You know what I'm saying? You can work together. So don't let's work together. And if y'all have something to give, let us know. So welcome to the community. Join the community. And I'm going to digress. Diamond, do you want to outro? And I'll let you wrap it up. Manny, you got something to say?
So outro, because I know we're over time here. All the links are in the description if you want to talk to Manny, if you want to sign up for LegalShield, if you want to follow my YouTube channel, you want to join the elite credit system, all the links are here below. Also, we will be here again next Saturday, same time, same place. Whether you're joining on Facebook, YouTube, whatever the case is, we're going to be here again. And hopefully we have my uncle on. Hopefully.
Yes. I want to shout out another lady. Her name is Terry. I be seeing her on the business sector. And she's so light-skinned lady. And she like, hi, winners. I like her too.
There's someone, I think her name was Laurie, and she was talking about that she would like to join the panel talking about taxation, and we would love to.
Please. Oh my God.
Can you please email us so that you could join and talk about that? And we would love to have that topic.
And I'm dropping the email. Please come and join us. Please.
So we will see you all again next Saturday. Unless, Manny, you got something to say?
I see I have at least 3 people to call right now, so I'll definitely reach out to y'all in a few minutes. That's it.
Okay, and I'm just dropping for her my our email. Listen, only this one, you guys. Y'all see my name because there's still a lot of scammers out here that if it don't have our check mark, don't pay attention to it. But please, if anybody else, we're gonna do this for this, y'all. Please, this is our community. If y'all are realtors, if y'all are whatever, please come and join us. And we want to get you guys to come in and give information so we all can benefit. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. Blessed evening. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.